Welcome back, guys. I've got a quick video today, and this is going to be on the house. So if you guys watched my initial walkthrough, you know that the people that built the house, they leave things kind of blank, like the cabinets. They're just white cabinets, no knobs, no nothing. There's no flair, there's no, it's just kind of, Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some knobs on and hopefully give this place a little bit of a flair, I guess. I don't really know what to call it. So I just got this in the mail from Amazon, and as far as I can tell, these were the best reviewed. They have a color that fits. I'm trying to go with like a matches and everything, so pretty much kind of a stainless steel or something close. Brushed aluminum, they call it many different things, but I found this company. I'll link it down below if you guys want to take a look at it. But they sent me these. I was kind of skeptical because the price of these are pretty darn cheap, but these things are hefty. They're solid. There's nothing wrong with any of them, surprisingly. They come with the screws on the inside here. I've got some out of the package. You've got these size screws, which can pretty much go through any of your cabinets. But if you want to do something that goes through like the middle part of your cabinet, you have the extra bit here. So this is just the outside, and this is the actual drawer itself. If you want to go through the whole thing, that's what they do. Add these extra long screws in here for it, which I didn't see, but it's good to know. And I do have to say the individual packing is absurdly unnecessary. Like I'm slowly going through unpacking everything, and this is in a package, and then you have to take that out, and then each individual screw is in a package. Then you have to take that out, so you get all these little tiny things. So this is taking me longer than it's going to take me to actually put these on and drill the hole. So of course, the first thing we got to do is measure. We need to know where these are going to be. So if you're doing what I'm doing, I'm putting a single knob on each one of these. I'm not doing any of the bars, so it's like kind of like a handle, at least not for this area of the house. I'm just going to put knobs on each one of them. So what I did, at least for this situation, the distance from here to this line here is 3 inches, and it's also 3 inches from here to here. So I just drew a mark 1.5. I drew another mark 1.5 with a pencil. If you mess up, you can always erase it. And so I measured it out to be right there. Just to make it easier when I drill, I also do have like a little punch. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Little punch, you just put it on the hole, tap it with a hammer, and it leaves you with a little indent. So when you actually put these in, you have a place to rest your drill bit so it doesn't move around. It's really not something you want. And then speaking of the drill bits, the instructions have nothing to do with knobs. It all has to do with these little handles. It says to use a 3/16 drill bit to drill your holes. I don't suggest using a 3/16 because I have a 3/16 over here, and this, compared to the screws themselves, this thing is huge, and I don't, like, if for some reason the knobs become loose over time, which they will, I don't want them like flopping and rattling around. I want a nice snug hole for this to go through, so I went down a few sizes. And if I didn't break so many, I'd know which one it came out of, but I'm pretty sure it's a 5/32. But just grab your drill bits and figure out which one is gonna give you pretty much the same size. You can't go too small because these aren't like normal screws and they don't self-tap themselves. They're the little flat bottom girls that make the rockin' world go round. So I just got something that's pretty much the exact same size, and then we start drilling. So I've already measured out 1.5 to 1.5. You can also measure from corner to corner, draw a line, and just do whatever half of that is, whatever works for you to figure out what the center is. If you want a handle, it's the same thing. Just figure out how long it is and find, I believe it's a 3-inch, depending on which one you buy. Theirs is 3-inch. Just do 3 inches from the center out. So 1.5 this way, 1.5 this way to get your handles, however you want to do it. But for these, I'm just doing the knob, so it's one hole, which I've got marked here and here. Got my drill bit attachment. That's a whole thing. And the most important thing is to try to make sure, there we go, that this thing goes in straight, which is really hard to do because I have the camera in the way. So I have to make sure it's straight this way, which is the easiest, but I also have to make sure it's going straight looking this way, so I'm not tilted down or tilted up, which is really hard, like I said, because I'm filming. There we go. It's a nice clean hole. Whichever side you drill on is gonna be your clean. So this is the clean hole, and then on the inside is gonna be the messy one. You can see how it kind of just flared out and it don't look too pretty. So remember that when you're drilling, most likely you're gonna want the pretty side to be out. So I can just chip that off so it's nice and flat, but you can see there's some chipping in there. But it's on the inside of the cabinet, so I really don't care. So there you go, right on the outside. We've got a nice smooth hole, giggity. So then I'm gonna grab my knobs. And like I said, these things are very hefty, they're very heavy. I don't have any of them that are scratched up or dinged up or anything. The only thing I would say is get your screw and try to work it in, because some of these threads are a little gunked up. So try to get it threaded in there at least a little bit, just to loosen it up. See, now this is going in a lot easier than it was. It's just when they drill it, they probably didn't burr out any of the stuff in there, but easy enough. Let's put that through. See, nice and snug. That's not gonna go anywhere. It doesn't wobble. Before, if I was to do that drill size the way they wanted it, 3/16 or whatever, this thing would be flopping around, and ugh, no one wants a big hole. So then we'll tighten this guy on here until my finger doesn't help anymore. Grab a screwdriver. Make sure it's nice and tight. There we go. We've got one installed. I hate white cabinets. All my fingerprints get everywhere. That's why I'm putting knobs on. This is gross. I got a sticker on the other side of this one. Eve! Oh! There it goes. There you go. Nice and solid. No wobble, no movement, nothing. That's how it should look. I have come across my first hurdle, because nothing can go perfectly right when you do your own things. So I've got this one in. I started with this one. Just went to check another knob and then another cabinet, but I got this one in as tight as it goes, and it still spins. So these, I don't understand, because these are basically the exact same width as everything else I've done. And everything else is rock solid. So why? I don't know, but it looks like I'm gonna have to get these screws and grind down the screws a little bit so they're a little bit shorter. That's all I got. Now, to be fair to the company, they do have it in the instructions. Figure out how long it needs to be, notch it, bend it, cut it. So they give you long screws and short screws. They don't know exactly how fat your cabinets are. So I guess I got lucky with the ones down here, the ones that just fit perfectly. So I guess the way that they want to do it is to get some sort of cutters, some sort of dikes or something like that, to put it on the screw and clip it off. I have a grinder now, so I'm gonna try that first. It might be cleaner. All right, DeWalt, let's see what we got. I don't have my stand in here, but pretty much I'm just getting these screws I feel like using a grinder instead of dikes is gonna give me a cleaner edge so it's easier to start the screw. So we're gonna try it this way first. This is really hard to do with one hand. Ooh, pretty. Oh, hot. Oh, toasty. Those get warm. All right, so I've got my grounded one down here and my long one up there. You can see I took enough off of there. I have bad lighting so far in the garage, but it'll get better. So I'm gonna do one like that, and I'm gonna get another one because I have an extra, and I'm gonna try to use my little dikes here and snip off just a little bit off the end and see which one takes less time and which one's cleaner, and we'll go from there. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh, geez. Well, I definitely made a dent in there, but I only need a little bit off of there, so I don't know how exactly I'm going to get another pair of pliers and snap that off. Let's give this a try. Again, sorry for the crap lighting. I'm gonna end up messing these things up. Yeah, I think they're talking more about something along the middle. I don't think they're talking about just taking like a freaking centimeter off. This isn't gonna work. All right, it looks like grinding is the best method. I just need to make sure I don't go too fast or else I make it red hot and it kind of mushrooms over and then I can't get the thread started. So with that in mind, if you have a grinder, cool, but I kind of feel stupid because I didn't think of this before. If you just get the long ones and then cut it like they say you're supposed to, so make that little notch in there and then get 2 pliers and pop it, yeah, that would be the way to do it, not with the small ones. Didn't even think of that. And there we go. Everything is in. Everything matches. It's all stainlessy, steely and whatnot. It gives a little bit of flair to the kitchen. Make it a little bit more home-like, Homer Simpson. I think that looks a whole lot better. And geez, it wasn't really that much. I definitely need to clean up. I made quite a mess. So, good luck. Hopefully you can do the same. And even in the master bathroom, and of course, the guest bathroom,